Breaking news. Lead Story Prime dives deeper, cuts through the noise, and uncovers the stories that shape your world. Join us every Tuesday at 8 p.m. for Lead Story Prime with me, George Davis, for an hour of incisive analysis, expert interviews, and unparalleled coverage of the issues you care about. Lead Story Prime, your front row seat to the most compelling discussions. Lead Story Prime, where the truth comes first. Only on CVM TV.
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi, brought to you by Grace, Singer, and Islandnet Services.
Every dream conquered is another dream gained. I land and I fly again like a jet plane. Headed straight in your direction, 'cause I'm wiser, one step closer. I'm winning 'cause I work so hard. And the music keeps on playing, and the people them I say we are my show tonight.
I love waking up every day in this country. This is where I was born and raised. I have such a passion for my country, and for me this is home. In Jamaica, a lot of people, they look at just like beach, sea, sand, but our mountains are something to behold. It's majestic up there, and it's a different type of peace. It's a different type of lifestyle completely. I could mention many different places that are amazing, but the one thing I do love about Jamaica as well is that you can find that relaxation, you can find that chill in your backyard. Apart from it being an incredibly beautiful country, an incredibly beautiful island, we have a wonderful, wonderful culture, wonderful, vibrant, colorful people. There is definitely a realness to Jamaica. There's definitely something that no matter what keeps you in touch with reality here. Why come to Jamaica? It all comes back down to Jamaica as a whole. The food, the music, the culture, the people, the climate. Come out and meet us, come out and experience what Jamaica has to offer.
Good afternoon. It's Monday, August 18, 2025. Thanks for having joined us for this special edition of CVM News at noon on this nomination day ahead of the September 3 general elections. I'm Nika Lewis. Of course, nomination day activities are on in earnest with a special focus on the two main political leaders. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness will be issued his nomination instruments sometime between 12:30 p.m. and 1 p.m. in his St. Andrew West Central constituency, where we have our reporter Curlin Brown. She's been on the ground interacting with the locals, and we now join her for a scene setter.
I'm standing here inside the nomination center at the New Testament Church of God on Waltham Park Road, and I can tell you quite a bit of activity is expected to take place here. First of all, we're awaiting the arrival of the PNP's Paul Buchanan. Now, he's the man who says he can unseat the incumbent, and that's the Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, and he says he's sure he can do it. Also, now the Prime Minister is expected to be here at about 1 o'clock. But can I tell you that we have scheduled also 2 by-elections. The nominations will also take place right here. And we're talking about possibly Ruth Lynn Stone-Horton for the PNP and Kelvin Hall for the JLP. Quite a lot is expected. Right now, we have the police force out in numbers here at the center, ensuring that safety is taken care of, all pat. And then we have the team here from the electoral office, and they are ready to go. And so we wait. I'll keep you updated as soon as Mr. Buchanan gets here. We'll have some more information for you later on in the afternoon, or as soon as we get information. This is Carolyn Brown reporting for CVM News.
All right, there you have it, Carolyn Brown over there in West Central St. Andrew. And do we have her now?
Hi, Nico.
Hi, Carolyn. What's the latest?
I can tell you that, listen, I can hardly hear you, but welcome to our viewers, and I can give you an update. So Paul Buchanan has been officially nominated. And I have one of the persons who was a witness. He's the council caretaker. Actually, he was scheduled also to have been nominated in the by-election. And he's Mr. Pink, Paul Pink to be exact, and he says he knows he's here to represent the PNP. So a lot of P's. Hi, Mr. Pink. So you were also scheduled, well, not officially scheduled, but you were down to be nominated for the by-election. What happened?
I guess find out that they did cancel it back. So it's not going to take place today, till maybe after the general election.
All right, so I saw you inside being very busy with the other supporters of the PNP while Mr. Buchanan got nominated. Explain for our viewers what it was for you and all that you did.
It's a good feeling to know from Comrade Buchanan coming the division. We've been doing a lot of work, a lot of groundwork, and we reach a final day now where I'm one of the witnesses on the paper, to make sure say yes, our Comrade Buchanan is ready and on the road, and victory is the next thing we're looking forward for, because we do a lot of field work, and the people gravitate to him and listen to what he's saying, because he brings a lot to the table, especially about tips and school and IT centers, and we observe all his commitment, and the citizens them have a lot of respect for him. So we're moving forward with a lot of groundwork, and I feel the victory.
Of course, I noticed that he paid with tell everybody, what did he pay with when he was up there?
He paid with 5,000, 5,000.
You were surprised by that. I noticed quite a crowd came along, and you were part of that marching band. Even though the music is pumping, you went as far back as I heard music, forward, Porsche, forward. Why you all decided to go that far back?
Is the feeling
and
the vibe, yeah, and the people them have a lot of respect for the party leader, Portia Simpson Miller, have a lot of respect for her. So people want to know that we still have her in our heart, and still respect that she was the former Prime Minister of this country.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Pink. I can tell you that we're now, the next big thing that's going to happen here is the Prime Minister. He's scheduled to come at 1 o'clock, actually. So, Nico, back to you.
Thank you so much, Carolyn. And of course, you heard there that the Prime Minister is scheduled to get to the location at 1 p.m. Well, the PNP leader and South St. Andrew Member of Parliament, Mark Golding, was officially nominated earlier amid much fanfare and support. Our reporter Raymond Morrison was on the ground, and he joins us live in studio to share that experience. Raymond.
Thank you, Nico. Of course, it was a scene nothing short of excitement and energy as PNP supporters turned out in their numbers for party leader and candidate for South St. Andrew, Mark Golding.
Let us not assume we win already. We don't win yet. We will not win until every ballot is counted. Every vote has to count. And I'm asking each of you to make sure that an election
All right, so he notes, Raymond, you were telling us that from long-time loyalists, right?
Right.
To first-time voters.
So from long-time loyalists to first-time voters, supporters poured in the streets, many saying they wanted to show their solidarity with their leader and the signal that the PNP is ready for the next general election. And of course, we had quite a few young supporters there,
yes,
which people are saying that they're poised to be able to determine where Jamaica's future stands. And we understand that it's also a PNP stronghold. We've seen past MPs like Omar Davis for this constituency, but the real decision will be made on September 3, because we also have Carlton Allen, which is Golden's opponent. So we continue to watch, and we'll have more in the subsequent report.
Thank you so much, Raymond. Great job in the field. And as we continue to canvass the constituencies, we now head over to St. Catherine, where my colleague Amoy Harriet is in East Central. And over there, she says the People's National Party's standard bearer, Dr. Alfred Dawes, will be seeking to unseat the governing party, Robert Miller. So, of course, Amoy says she's on hand, and she witnessed earlier Dr. Dawes' nomination. Amoy. All right, so I understand we'll get back to Amoy shortly. So we promise to paint that picture for you as soon as we get in touch with Amoy. So we continue the news. Amoy is here with us. Amoy, what can you tell us?
All right, so I am in St. Catherine, and as we know, St. Catherine is one of Jamaica's largest and most politically decisive parishes. So from what we know, it's one of those swing parishes where from election it goes to one party then to the next. So two of the seats that are to be watched this election period is St. Catherine Southeastern and St. Catherine East Central. And I was in St. Catherine Southeastern earlier at the Bridgeport High School, where the PNP standard bearer, Dr. Alfred Dawes, was nominated. And I must tell you that the atmosphere at that office earlier today was quite interesting. There were scores of supporters. I highly doubt there were less than 100 persons on location who were all dressed in orange, who had their horns, and who were all declaring that they were on location to support Mr. Dawes, who they said, according to the supporters, they didn't only want him as MP, but they also wanted to see him as the next Minister of Health. Now, I'm currently in East Central, at St. Catherine East Central, by the Cedar Manor Community Center, where earlier the PNP's Raymond Price was nominated, and we're currently waiting on the JLP's incumbent, which is Alonda Terrelong. He was supposed to be here for nomination at 12 o'clock, but he apparently is running behind by a few minutes. But we continue to watch what unfolds here in St. Catherine. Like I said, it is a swing parish, so anything goes, and okay? So we're currently seeing a bus of Jamaica Labour Party supporters joining us on location. So we will, of course, provide some updates later on during CVM News at noon or CVM News at 11. It's back to you in studio, Nika.
All right, thank you so much, Amoy. All the best among the supporters out there. I understand we are up on a break. Do stay with us.
The Bureau of Standards Jamaica is your conformance testing partner with over 54 years of serving Jamaican businesses. Our world-class lab testing services ensure the safety of your food and commodities that you take to market. We are positioned as a business enabler, driving business development, competitiveness, trade, and ensuring consumer safety. We have 5 times the capacity to test over other local labs, plus 10 labs with accredited tests and calibration. We set the standard that promotes safety to consumers in a number of industries, including food processing, agriculture, and construction, having tested over 57,000 products on average annually and growing.
Hi, my name is Welton Gooden, and I'm the Executive Director of the Bureau of Standards. Let us take your products from lab to market.
Welcome to our place, where your imagination can blossom into something amazing.
Where you can get tertiary level education at a practical level. where you can be as creative as you dare.
Harnessing cutting-edge technology
to create world-class entrepreneurs and critical thinkers.
Where even lecturers gain benefits from our experience.
Your place is the Vocational Training Development Institute, where tertiary level education and training is empowering and transforming lives.
You belong here!
Hey everybody, I'm Yendi, and this is Odyssey with Yendi. In this space, we connect with some of your favorite people as they share their journeys. Here we have some unfiltered conversations as we deep dive into their inspirations, motivations, and experiences to inspire our own life journey.
Odyssey with Yendi, brought to you by Grace, Singer, and IslandNet Services.
Attention registered voters! Remember to collect your renewed voter ID card before the upcoming general election. If you registered to vote in 2016 or after and did not get your new ID card, it may have been automatically renewed. Simply visit your EOJ constituency office to collect your voter ID card. Contact the Electoral Office of Jamaica at 888-991-VOTE or 922-0425-9 for more information.
The time by Subaru is 12:50.
Thanks so much for staying with us. We continue our nomination day canvassing in the constituencies. And over in St. Catherine, we promised you earlier a brief look at what's happening in East Central, where the People's National Party's standard bearer, Dr. Alfred Dawes, is seeking to unseat the governing party's Robert Miller. Amoy Harriet told us earlier that Dr. Dawes was nominated with much fanfare, and she shared an update.
The atmosphere here outside the Cedar Manor Community Center in St. Catherine East Central is relatively calm at the moment, a vast contrast to what the environment looked like just 5 minutes ago. Now, the PNP standard bearer, Mr. Raymond Price, has left the location with his scores of supporters, as the JLP's incumbent, Alonda Terlong, is expected to be here with his supporters in just about 20 minutes. Now, we did caught up with Mr. Price in an interview shortly after he was nominated.
In 2020, the elections were called 4 weeks after I was named the candidate. We were competing and contesting an election during the COVID pandemic, where Portmore, for example, had lockdown at 7 p.m., where there were rules under the Disaster Risk Management Act, the Dharma, which indicated that people must not gather more than 40. As the candidate, as is already widely known and reported by your media house, in the lead up to the elections, on several occasions, my attempt at campaigning was intercepted by men and women of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. This is already part of the public record. There was one instance where a woman inspector insisted that under the instructions of the Member of Parliament, she was sent to escort me out. Thankfully, this time around, the government does not have the levers of locking down Portmore at 7 o'clock, of claiming that we are in breach of the DRMA, and we have in Dr. Kevin Blake, a commissioner of police, who has made it elucidly clear that the professional men and women of the police force are here during this period to carry out their normal, constitutional, mandated duty for which they are authorized to do under the Constables Act. This time around, therefore, we don't have the ugly green arm of an administration manipulating the democratic process under the guise of COVID lockdown. we now know we are a part of the organic fabric of East Central St. Catherine.
All right, that bit coming out of that very controversial interview there. But we do not have any facts in our possession that can confirm there was any manipulation of that election back in 2020 despite the COVID-19 pandemic. And so we'd like to make that very clear. We are, however, now joined by the Director of Elections, Mr. Glaspole Brown. Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, are you with us?
Yeah, go ahead now.
Mr. Brown, thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Good day.
Indeed. Is it a good day for you and your team?